Have you ever noticed how Hollywood is filled with plastic? From the Kardashians to Dolly Parton, there's not an inch of natural skin left. And it seems like some people like Halle Berry are just sick of it. During an interview, Berry revealed her honest opinion on plastic surgery. And spoiler alert, it's not good. Now, without further ado, let's get into what she had to say. First up, what Halle Berry thinks about plastic surgery. Being in the acting industry, Berry had a lot of pressure to look a certain way, but she never let any of it get to her. She's openly talked about all of the beauty secrets that help her stay younger, despite being in her late 50s. And let's just say she's been aging like fine wine. During an interview from 2015, Berry was asked about Hollywood's obsession with plastic surgery and how she dealt with the burden of being the role model of many young girls. According to Berry, she's constantly surrounded by people getting plastic surgery all the time and almost got peer pressured into getting it at one point. While she wouldn't even consider it nowadays, when she was younger, she used to have thoughts like, to stay alive in this business, do I need to do the same thing? Not only that, but people would even suggest she get plastic surgery and recommend her surgeons where she could get it from. She mentioned it was almost like crack, where people are just constantly trying to push it on you. Despite all this, Berry kept reminding herself that she doesn't have to look a decade younger just to feel pretty. Aging is natural. There's nothing weird about it, and nothing can stop it either. The 56-year-old says she wants to focus more on herself than what people want from her. Then how does she look so young? Even though Berry is in her late 50s, she really doesn't look a day over 40. But a lot of people wonder how exactly she looks this way, without getting any fillers, lifting, or Botox. Well, while Halle Berry does embrace her natural beauty, still takes her fitness and beauty very seriously. Just because she doesn't get plastic surgery doesn't mean Berry doesn't go the extra mile in her beauty routine or workouts. The actress follows a regular fitness routine that includes weight and strength training, martial arts, and MMA-style exercises. Her main piece of advice to anybody who wants to start a consistent workout schedule is to create clear goals that are simple to keep to over time. Because you keep difficult goals, you'll probably quit halfway through. Other than working out and dieting, Berry also keeps up with her extensive skincare routine. She makes a face mask at home using brewed green tea and a bunch of other ingredients you can easily find around the house. Then she applies moisturizer and other serums if necessary. Taking care of your skin is really important because once you get those wrinkles, there's no going back. Unless you get plastic surgery, of course. But clearly, Berry's skincare routine worked because she doesn't have a single wrinkle in sight. Or maybe it was just her flawless genes. Who knows? Don't go anywhere just yet because we're going to dig deeper into Halle Berry's mind next. Let's talk about who's her inspiration. There aren't a lot of celebrities out there who we can look up to that haven't had plastic surgery. So when asked about her beauty icon, Berry actually named Dorothy Dandridge. Berry's mother is actually white, with blonde hair and blue eyes, so she didn't have a strong black woman to look up to. That's why she always found herself looking at Dorothy Dandridge. At that time, there weren't a lot of black women in the entertainment industry because of racial discrimination. So Dorothy was one of the first ones ever, and Berry mentioned that she'd never seen it on TV before and was completely mesmerized by her. Berry actually got the opportunity to play Dorothy in the Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. The movie is about the start of her career, becoming the first black actress to win the Best Actress nomination, up until her sudden drug overdose, which takes her life with it. So what's really up with the plastic problem in Hollywood? Even though it's the era of body positivity and embracing your flaws, it's also the era of Instagram. You'll see all these perfect people with perfect bodies, living their perfect lives. And at one point, you'll start comparing yourself to these people. And that's exactly why so many people seem to be getting plastic surgery these days. Not only that, but plastic surgery is slowly becoming a very acceptable thing. Before, celebrities used to deny getting any plastic surgery even when it was super obvious. But nowadays, most of them openly celebrate the fact that they got it. With plastic surgery being so common and accepted, it's hard not to get it. There's literally nothing holding you back, especially since cosmetic procedures are also getting cheaper. And that's exactly what Halle Berry is afraid of. She doesn't want plastic surgery to become normalized and wants people to love themselves for who they are. Moving on, Halle Berry's movie and marriage go hand in hand. Halle Berry is an Oscar-winning actress and has tons of box office hits, but she does have her fair share of flops flops too. And the most recent one is her dark tide with her ex-husband. The movie is about Berry's character, who overcomes all her fears after a diver was killed by a shark under her watch. Berry's character is contacted by her ex-husband Jeff, played by Martinez, to go on an adventure in the most dangerous shark-infested seas. Seems like a pretty bad idea to us, but they did it anyway. The movie was a massive box office failure, grossing only $1.1 million against a budget of over $25 million. The movie has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics literally rejecting it altogether. According to Grant Rawlings of The Sun UK, Dark Tide is more Snores than Jaws. People were expecting this movie to be great, since Berry and Jeff were actually engaged during this time and had a lot of chemistry working together. On top of that, Jaws was pretty popular at this time too, and the movie was also about sharks. But the movie was considered one of the worst ever. Coincidentally, Berry and Olivier's marriage was also terrible and barely lasted 2 years before they split up. But what really went wrong in their relationship? Crazy thing is, the divorce was just the tip of the iceberg. When the two first got engaged, they really seemed like they were in love, but that's basically how all relationships go in the beginning. According to a source that's close to the two, both of them have fiery personalities, which is why they never really worked out. Halle threatened to file for divorce multiple times right after they argued. But what exactly was the breaking point? Martinez and a pregnant Berry married in 2013, with the intention of raising their family in Europe, including Berry's daughter, Nala Ariella, from a previous relationship. Their plans completely changed when Berry became caught in a custody fight with her ex-boyfriend, model Gabriel Aubry. Berry was required by the custody arrangement to live in Los Angeles to raise her daughter, forcing Martinez and his newborn son, Maceo Robert, to move to the city. Apparently, Olivier had a really hard time adjusting in LA and never really liked living there. On top of that, Olivier also allegedly has a violent temper. Back in 2012, he got into a fight with someone at Berry's house at Thanksgiving. Martinez was captured on tape a couple of years back slamming an empty car seat toward an LAX worker as he, Berry, and the kids left the airport. The employee later filed a $5 million lawsuit against the couple. The pair also fought on how to balance family life while working. Apparently, Olivier was always upset at how much Berry worked all the time. He was always complaining that he was home alone. According to the source, he never wanted her to sign on for CBS's Exton, which was one of Berry's biggest gigs ever. After their son was born, Olivier was hoping they could spend most of their time together. On top of that, he was home alone in LA, a place he absolutely hated. Although their marriage was horrendous, Olivier never wanted to get divorced. He always hoped the couple would figure something out one way or the other, and he absolutely did not expect to get divorced either. As ironic as it sounds, Berry and Olivier's relationship seems to be better than ever after getting a divorce. They agreed to share physical and legal custody of their then 3-year-old son. Both of them remained friends ever since they got divorced and have been co-parenting very well. They even went on a family vacation to Mexico. Seems like their love for their children is what's keeping them together. That's a wrap for today's video. Do you also agree with Halle Berry? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.